only with the vehicle. We did hear it was an assault with a deadly weapon, which typically ends up being the car. The car itself is a black Ford Taurus. At this point, it's unknown how many people may be in the vehicle. The car itself is a black Ford Taurus. At this point, it's unknown how many people may be in the vehicle.
Eliana, windows seem to be a little tinted, so we still don't know how many people are inside. Tell us exactly what do we have around here? It seems like I see some homes as well.
Welcome.
Yeah, so this is Shadow Hills. It's highly residential.
We got our chase.
Lots of horse properties here, and he's
Rin,
going
what's
away
up?
from the 210 freeway. So in the
Luis
direction that he's
Bendo,
heading, it
danger.
is putting him closer to the 5, so he'll have the option of getting on the freeway.
El Homer,
and
RZ,
continues in
what's
this
up,
general
guys?
direction. But right now, Sunland
Jerry,
Boulevard,
how's
which
it
is a major
going?
here through the
Here we
area,
go.
but it's
LA,
again,
yeah, of
highly
course. We got
residential. So if
Eliana
you're
on
in
it.
this area, it's
Let's run the
likely because
prediction.
you
Give
live
me a
around
minute.
here. But in
We're
the
going to let
direction that
people
he's
have a
headed to
second.
is the
JT,
5
what's up?
freeway.
JP, what's up?
Sunland
Ziggy,
does,
what's up? Coco
is
Creamer,
one of the
Sasha.
exits off the 5, so perhaps his intent is to
Yeah,
get on
we'll
that
wait
5
another
freeway.
minute or
We
so
did see
before
him
we
get
run
on
this
the
prediction. I want to
210,
let people
for
get in
a
here.
second, but he went the wrong way on the on-ramp, and after that, he was able to turn around correctly and just get
I heard they
right back off.
authorized
But again,
spike
this
strips,
person wanted
pit
reckless
move, all kinds
driving,
of stuff.
as well
But
as assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer. This again is the LA County Sheriff's Department. It's highly unlikely for the Sheriff's Department to continue to chase
Shinji,
this
what's
guy
up?
because
Welcome.
this
Sean,
isn't their
yo, good to see
jurisdiction
you.
anymore. We're in the city of Los Angeles.
Ark,
so
what's up?
LAPD could get involved, or if he jumps back on the freeway, then the California Highway Patrol could
Oh,
take over.
shit.
Eliana,
Whoa,
let's talk
whoa.
about the game plan here.
Whoa,
we
whoa,
see
whoa.
this guy is driving very reckless here.
This is
you
crazy.
mentioned that he almost
hit that
two
car,
children.
right?
This is concerning. It's 3:16 in the afternoon.
Hit at
A lot
least
of
one
kids
car.
Are getting out of school, and luckily,
All right, we'll run the
a lot of them
prediction
are
here
now
in a couple
starting their
seconds. We'll
winter
run it
break.
now.
But we still have some kids that are getting out of school.
Yeah, this is around the time that kids are getting out, and I believe
Use your
those
channel
two kids that he
points,
almost ran
predict,
over, were likely
do it,
leaving La Crescenta
do
High
it now.
School when that happened, because we were in that general area. Again, fortunately, he did not strike them. And as far as any other collisions,
And yeah, we
haven't
also
heard
got
of anything else.
Euro time,
but
I
it's
guess.
been dangerous. High speeds. He's just crossing over the 5 freeway there. That was his chance to get on. So he's going to continue Sunland Boulevard. I almost wish he would get on the freeway though, because then it does take a little bit out of a little bit of the danger out of it, because we won't have those pedestrians. We won't have vehicles turning in front of him, because you can see that this guy is not abiding
What is
by
this car?
any rule of the road, squeezing past cars,
Yo, Splash,
going
what's
the
up?
wrong way, high
Queen Bee,
speeds,
yo,
running
good to
red
see ya.
lights. This one's not going to end well.
And let's talk about how many units are behind him, Eliana.
Yeah, let me widen out to see if there's any directly behind
Nobody.
him. They may have gone into surveillance mode. Yeah, I think they may have gone into surveillance, because there aren't any units directly behind him. But when my pilot saw Garbetian and I
Yeah, we're
first
going to
joined
get
the
a
pursuit,
bingo if we get
there
5
were
plus
at least
cops
3
behind him,
units
but I
from
don't
the
know that's
Sheriff's
going to
Department that
happen.
were behind him, as
I
well
don't know
as
about
the
that.
Sheriff's helicopter. At this point, I believe it's
Jenny,
just
what's
that
up?
Sheriff's helicopter. That is the one that is calling out the pursuit. Now, going into surveillance mode, what that means essentially is they want this person to think
If we
that
get
he is
5
no
plus
longer
cops
being
running
pursued,
behind him at
and,
any point,
by not seeing those
I
units
just don't
behind
see
him,
that happening.
maybe
But
he'll
we're
start to
pretty
drive
close to a
little bit more
bingo.
Normally, maybe he'll even pull over, and then at that point, those sheriff's deputies could swoop in and take him into custody. But he is slowing down, so it is exactly what the Sheriff's Department is aiming for. But here you go. I spoke too soon. Wrong side of the road to get past some slower moving traffic, continuing now into the city of Sun Valley.
This is, again, so concerning given the time of day, a lot of vehicles out on the street. What's a recommendation for anybody who's out at this hour, Eliana?
At this point, if this guy comes across you, you definitely don't want to get involved. Sometimes we see
what's the
situations
recommendation?
where
Get the
people
fuck out of the way.
feel
What do you
like
mean?
They want to help the police
What else would it be?
officers get this guy, so they'll block him off, for example. And you never want to do that, because you don't know if this person could potentially be
Been
armed.
ages since
At
the
this
last
point, we
bingo.
don't have
Yeah,
any
it's been a while.
information to lead us
What
to
happens
believe
when
that
there's
he
a
is,
bingo?
but
You'll
you
have
never
to see
know.
when it
He's already
happens.
wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer.
It's
likely that
chaos.
vehicle. So it could be a situation where this guy could ram you to get you out of the way. So you never want to get involved. If a police pursuit comes your way, then what you want to do is, when you can safely do so, move over to the right, let the chase go by, and then rejoin traffic.
He strips,
when,
yeah,
it is
Ziggy.
safe to do so.
Domo,
Eliana,
welcome.
any chance that officers could throw down a spike strip at this point?
Charles, what's up?
So they can, Annabelle. That's a great suggestion. They can, but what they have to do is to try to figure out what way he's going in order to anticipate it and be able to put the spike strip in front of him. Right now.
Oh, shit!
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
gosh,
that car!
was a close one.
Oh my God, that was so
I thought he
close.
was going to get T-boned. That was a bad one.
That was crazy. That
Clearly,
car must have
this
hit
guy's
the brakes.
dangerous.
Just really
Spike
got
strip
lucky
Annabelle
there.
would be great, but again, they have to try to figure out what way he's going to put it out in front of him. And right now, there's no rhyme or reason to anything he's doing, so it's really difficult to predict.
Okay,
Really
Eliana,
difficult.
for anybody who's just tuning in at this hour, it's 3:19.
Bones, what's up?
Police are following this vehicle that you see right here, this black vehicle on Sunland Boulevard, now in
Dexter,
the area
yo,
of Sun
MK,
Valley.
what's up?
Dangerous, reckless driving
did
is
the
what
prediction
we've been
end? It
seeing.
probably did.
Eliana,
No?
you mentioned
Yes?
that he almost
Is it
hit
over?
2 children who were
Yeah,
walking
okay.
out of school. So again, this is the type of person that we're after, or that police are after.
Yeah, if he
rather.
keeps running red
Wanted
lights, I
for
just don't know how
reckless
this is
driving
gonna
at
last
one
for too
point, But
long.
now also wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer.
Yeah, and this started as a reckless driver. I want to say it might have been reckless DUI specifically, but that's how it all started. The sheriff's department tried to pull him over. It would have been very simple for this guy to just to pull over, and that would be the
Oh,
end of it.
another
But
one.
on top of that, now he's got the additional charges of assault with a
Yo,
deadly
Craig,
weapon
what's
on a
up?
police officer. And every time he's committing any other type of vehicle violation,
Good to see you.
like running a red light or running a stop sign, driving on the wrong side of the road.
Hit the
all
like
of
button.
that
Yeah,
is
everybody
being
on
added
YouTube,
back
hit the
onto
like.
those charges. So
Thumbs
this
up.
guy is just adding
the
on
thumbs
charge
up.
after charge. The best thing
It's
you could
easy,
do
it's
is simply
free.
just pull over, but at this point,
So
he's
easy,
fully
so
committed,
free.
Continuing here on Violent Avenue, now entering North Hollywood.
All right, and this is a pursuit that started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or so, and we've been staying on this guy. There aren't any units, so this is considered surveillance mode that officers are on. And this is just because they know that this vehicle is reckless and driving very recklessly here on Sunland
Yo,
Boulevard.
Big Merle, thank
in
you.
the area of Sun Valley. If you are in this particular area, stay away is the recommendation at this point.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's even
correct.
better.
And, we are hearing that they have been authorized to go back into pursuit, but those units, of course, weren't directly behind him before, so those units will try to catch up.
What are the
eventually
odds he
and get
hits the
back behind
Cybertruck?
him.
I don't know.
But
Can't be
we're now
good. Well,
entering,
another one.
An intersection there. He had the green, thankfully,
Did he
but
hit that
still
car?
almost cut that car off there. Might have
I don't think
actually
so.
tapped him. But continuing on Violent Avenue.
Oh, Snarkaroni,
at Hesby
welcome.
Street, the sheriff's department. I'm hearing the helicopter. He thinks he did actually hit that vehicle. But it
Okay.
was,
I don't see
not
any
bad
damage
enough
to the
for
car,
him to
but
come to a
yeah,
stop. He's
it
still
looked like they hit
continuing.
him.
So add hit and run now on top of all those charges that I was mentioning before. The vehicle itself, again, is a black
Charles says, I
Taurus.
wish hookers were
These
easy
tend to get
and
pretty
free.
good,
I'd be a
in
lot
terms of
richer.
gas mileage.
If they were free.
But let me push in here. I
I
want to
get
take
it,
a
I
closer
get
look
it.
at the vehicle, see if there's anything else that may be identifying in any way.
Okay.
I can kind of see the driver. That
That's
front
a really
window
random
isn't as
comment, though,
tinted.
Charles.
Oh my
Whoa,
gosh.
whoa,
there you
whoa.
go. Just
Oh,
collided at
oh.
that intersection, but it was a light tap from what I can tell.
Oh, now he's
But he
losing
is
control,
starting to
though.
lose
Look at this.
control.
Look at-
He's gonna
oh.
spin out here. Airbags deployed. You can see him starting to lose control. Hopefully he
Car is
doesn't hit
slowing
anyone
down.
else. But yeah, slowing down.
And the
a bit.
airbags
vehicle's gonna
deploy.
be
That's
disabled
GG, you're
here.
done.
He can't even see. Those airbags are all around him. Let's see if he decides to bring things to a stop or if he tries to get out of the vehicle and take
There's
off
a
running.
cop.
But the sheriff's department now going to be affecting a traffic
Okay,
stop
get-
here.
get around-
Time
get
is
away
on
from
their
this tree.
side. So they're going to bring things to a slower pace here. Get other vehicles to stop, as you can see.
Come on,
there
get
are
around the
additional
tree.
units will
Get
arrive
around
on
the tree.
scene, and when they feel comfortable,
There
that
we
is
go.
when they will
Okay.
make call outs
Man,
to
the
the
airbag's
driver
going off.
and
Just
anybody else
that'll
who may be
just.
inside.
Okay, and so we are
That'll
waiting
do
for
it,
that
man.
to
You're wrecked.
happen.
You're done.
The driver is still inside. We don't know if this is a man or a woman inside this particular vehicle. And again, as you mentioned, Eliana, we don't know if anybody else is inside this vehicle along with that driver. But we are so happy that this seems to
We are
have come
so
to an
happy.
end after just reckless driving in the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, and he didn't come to an end because he wanted to. We clearly saw this guy was fully committed to getting away, but because he was struck.
Just
by
needed to
those
be a little
vehicles
more
in the
conservative, a little
intersection. And it
more
wasn't,
careful.
Too dramatic of a crash, but it was just bad enough for the airbags to deploy and that vehicle to become disabled. So
Right.
we find ourselves now on Hortense Street here.
Airbag should be on the bingo. What's up, programmer Jeff? Yeah, it just doesn't happen very
They're
often.
trying to clear the area. They're trying to get other
But that could be
vehicles
one of them.
to be further away from this termination.
When when we originally did the bingo card, we had it set up so that it had like 20 plus things, and it would rotate them. But that was actually a worse way to do it, because sometimes like very simple stuff like the traffic collision would not be on the board, and it's like, all right, it needs to be the same every time.
They actually had him
3D welcome.
In a very similar
Why don't cops pull in front of him too? Well, let's say he had a gun, and then he gets out, and then one cop shoots at him, another cop, and then they shoot each other.
I don't think he's going to be able to do that this time around
Crossfire.
because of the condition of the vehicle.
Right, and so this is still very much active. It's still a tense situation for anybody who is around this area. If you're watching right now, stay inside, stay away from this area, because as you mentioned, Eliana, anything is possible at this point. The driver is still inside this vehicle. We don't know what he or she is capable of doing, but officers are behind this particular vehicle, black Ford Taurus.
Mystery clown, yeah, what's up? You saw the most intense 30 seconds if you saw the end of the chase.
Holding onto the steering wheel.
Charles says there's a new chase.
What they want to see him do is throw the keys out of the window, but the window's up at this point, so he's not going to be able to do that. I see him kind of looking around, looking at the rearview mirror, but hands still on the steering wheel, as if he's intending to keep on driving. But again, I don't believe that the vehicle is capable at this point. We may see him chug along for another minute, but this car really isn't going to be able to go.
Nah, Shinji, it's over. There will be no bingo.
80 miles an hour on Sunland Boulevard, which is, of course, a street here in the San Fernando Valley. So freeway speeds on surface streets, lots of
that really, you can see that his back tire here looked all messed up. It's like he lost control of the vehicle, and he did not slow down. He just crashed.
And finally, the vehicle coming to a stop. But
there are 5 cops. Yeah, but 5 cops is only when they're. I only count it when they're driving, because there's always going to be 5 cops at the end of the chase.
In the afternoon, this is a pursuit.
And yeah, now we get a
standoff. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Police were after this driver for what began as a reckless driver. Then it became a pursuit because of assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer. And then adding to that was a longer list along with that hit and run.
Yeah, we saw a couple of hit and runs, driving on the wrong side of the road, running red lights, running stop signs.
Oh, and by the way, so I got this thing now for stickers. If you have points and you want to redeem it, right, you can get some stickers sent to you from me. All you need is 5,000 channel points. Redeem the 5,000 channel points. DM me on Discord. I have a form you can fill out. You put your address in, and then I will get all the addresses. I will send them. Easy peasy. It's so easy. You just got to use 5K points.
This is a situation that could have these streets shut down for quite some time. And I'm going to throw up the map here. I'm going to take off the speedometer just so you can see where they send it in North Hollywood.
Eliana,
is this frozen? What's going on? Can we please just go back here?
Just kind of gesturing for people to get out of
all right, Shy Girl Cam 3D, send me message. All of you guys, all of you, send me a message on Discord. It's a form that you can fill out. It doesn't. It's just anonymous. Is that a Cybertruck?
You know, again, we should remind people that kids are.
You'll just put in your address, and then in a couple weeks I will
officially started for LAUSD
send them out.
Kids and other districts, but. In the meantime, a very tense situation.
You can DM me if you're not already in my Discord. You should join that.
And 410th Street in the area of North Hollywood.
Or
so
yeah, all right, Snark. If you want to do it, and then just DM me in the. On Twitch, if you guys, you could send me on Twitch as well. I guess that's fine. You could whisper me on Twitch. Any way that I can get you this form.
So you don't want to be in a situation where you are in the path of that gunfire should it come to that. So that's why they want to make sure that all of the other civilians are out of this area.
Yeah, so Twitch Whisper is cool too.
Not to look at this.
Oh, that's right, you did. DM me or Twitch Whisper me, whatever it is. You guys can do either one. I don't mind.
Going to be interested in what is going on. But you need to think about your safety
Hit me up.
first and
I'll send you the form.
Clear out of the area, because that's exactly what the deputies are asking you to do while they continue to make call-outs to this driver to try to get him to surrender.
And again, this is something that you're saying could last for hours. We don't know what's going through this driver's mind, but
if it does, I'll sit here and watch it.
Want to get out of that vehicle.
Can I get doubles? Yo, I'm going to send everybody a few of them anyway. I got a lot of them, so don't worry. You'll have
throw the keys out of the car and get out of the
I'll send at
vehicle,
least like 3 of them or something.
Turn into an hours-long standoff.
What's your Discord? All right, Mr. Recon, let me come over there and drop it. We actually have a vanity URL right now. It's so awesome.
They thought it was over. They were starting to make those call-outs, but then he simply took off again. I don't think he's going to be able to do that this time because the airbags are deployed on the car. It's been involved in multiple collisions now, but this could very well turn into a lengthy standoff here in North Hollywood. Again, we're right at Hort 10th Street at Lions Place. If you live in the area, if you normally travel through here on your way home, you're going to want to look for an alternate route this afternoon because, again, it's unclear how long this is going to be blocking lanes.
All right, Eliana, thank you very much for that. And our live coverage is going to continue on the NBC4 Los Angeles News Channel, wherever you stream.
I can send messages in both chats here.
A team of reporters and photographers heading to the scene on the ground. NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt is coming up next.
They're going to cut away from this? Yo, we got to find it. Okay, yeah, okay, it's still here. Okay. See 5 cops, yeah, but it's over. The 5 cops, there's always going to be 5 at the end. So I just want to see it. When we're on the bingo card, I'm looking for 5 police cars in a row behind the car during the pursuit.
Copy.
Yo, no way. What's up? Ulu Micah, welcome. Thank you. Shout out to Ulu Micah.
Maybe you could send it to another health
chase. Snooze 8 chase. How many points I need for you to release that Eliana ballot? Oh man. I think that might be on hold. Maybe permanently. Did they get him? Not yet. Hasn't gotten out of the car yet. What about the YouTube peeps that don't have Twitch? El Homer, I'll have to think about that or something. I don't know. Maybe for YouTube I could do it where you do the channel membership. I know it's not free then. It's not free. But I think my channel membership's like $1 or something. So maybe I'll do it for YouTube channel members for whatever the price is, $1. That seems like it could work. I want them to be free, but I don't, channel points, whatever. I think $1 is pretty cheap. You have 178K, Sean? Yeah, 99-cent channel membership. If you join the channel, do the 99-cent membership, and then DM me on Discord, I'll send you the stickers. I'll give you the form.
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
I think that's fair.
Hey, Daisy, I'm only getting static.
Hope he drives off. Man, I hope I already paid out the prediction for no, so I kind of hope he does. Have you been to Japan? Yeah, I have. I went there a couple times. It is tough. Oh, JT, thank you. Yo, thank you. Yo, come in the Discord and DM me.
Now I don't hear anything.
So that I can get you this get you the thing. Get you the form. Bet all the ladies loved you, of course.
Okay, that sounds better. I got it now. Thank you. At Telemundo, I'm ready.
She's going to drop some Spanish now. And yeah, Coco Creamer, and we can't see him, right? I don't know. They haven't really zoomed in. Is there a reward for the first card that displays a snooze sticker? Oh, that would be awesome. Yo, that's the dream. The reward would be like time in jail. Send in the drone, yeah.
Kids were riding their bicycle and came across this scene. So yes, just tell your children to stay away from
Never
this
seen
area.
this before.
Again, this is a pursuit that started around 3 o'clock. We see people walking their dogs in this neighborhood. Again, there's a lot of
and yeah, Charles, what's up with the second chase?
But this is something that's is
there something else going on out there?
And now police are just waiting for this driver to get out of the vehicle. We don't know how many people.
Why is this overlay on here? Please remove that.
Know that it's just the driver, but the windows are tinted. We don't have much information.
JT, did you join the Discord? Can you send me a message?
And then the list just kept getting longer and longer. At moments,
are you on Discord?
Well over 80
if not, we'll figure out a way.
On side streets, on Sunland Boulevard, and now is on Vineland and Hortense, and we're just waiting to see what happens next. But I
want to send them to you. It's not a lot of work or anything.
North Hollywood. So we are just waiting for to see what
they always wait. Yep. I mean, no, not always.
But we are actively telling everybody just to stay.
Man, this is annoying. This overlay on the screen.
In this surrounding neighborhood.
Hey Jody, what's up?
Also, we have,
not always. Sometimes they'll go and rip the guy out of the car. I don't know when they choose to do that or whatever. Charles says its second chase ended already.
Going on here. But again, this is on Vineland and Hortense in the area of North Hollywood. News Chopper 4 is above the scene, as you can well see. Eliana Moreno, and we're gonna touch base with her in just a few more minutes. But as of right now, you're seeing some of those images, the footage from earlier when that pursuit was ongoing. You can see how reckless this driver was being.
Yeah, Twitch is free, but you need to get 5K channel points, which can take a while.
San Fernando Valley. So you could see that he was making no regard for
emotional support. Welcome.
And ignoring all red lights as well, just trying to squeeze by in between some of these vehicles. So you see this vehicle. What are
they using?
Also was added to this list
because I'm on the official NBC site.
And then assault with a deadly weapon.
What station are they using? They're on KTLA. Okay, let's do that.
On your left-hand upper corner there, you see that officers do have their guns drawn right now, waiting for this driver to get out of the vehicle. The car, as we know, has stopped and is not functioning right now. So we don't believe that this driver won't be able to use the vehicle, but we don't know if the driver will be able to get out.
Of shots fired yet, or whether they would use deadly force. Right now, it's just a waiting game. They want him to get out of the car. They want to search him. They're going to cuff him up, and they're going to search the car. But none of that can happen until he gets out of the car on his own. Whether they approach the car or
all right, JT, I'll send it to you. After this, I'll send everybody the form.
Are they ever going to approach the car? And the answer would be eventually they will. But right now, time's on their side. Traffic is light. Everybody's away from the area, which is Hortense and Vineland, just north of the 101 freeway. So it's a waiting game.
Yeah, it's better to pay the dollar, honestly.
The suspect is the one that's
I hadn't really thought about the YouTube thing, but I think that's good.
At least for now.
Well, yeah, and like you mentioned, he could be knocked out from that airbag.
That really messed up the back tire. See it?
Absolutely. If he's
like whatever happened there.
They haven't been able to make contact with him.
Yo, Mr. Wiggly, welcome.
He doesn't know what to do, or maybe he's just so out of it. Yeah. He could be asleep. You know, I've seen lots of drunk drivers.
63.
Just could have passed out and just gone to sleep.
Ugh.
So
Mr. Wiggly been around here forever. Shout out to Mr. Wiggly, another live streamer.
And tactics and stuff like this. He's committed a crime. We don't know if he's armed, and he necessarily hasn't refused to get out because they haven't. There's nobody that identified that they've actually made contact with him. So it wouldn't necessarily be a call out for additional resources as far as SWAT. They've got this covered with 3 black and whites and about 6, 7 officers. Coming around to the front of the car, we can see that looks like, I can't really see on the passenger side, but it looks like
that car nicked the tire, right? Whatever happened. I mean, you can see the tire.
So maybe it just blew up all the bags at once, which means he doesn't have a whole lot of room.
Yeah, all the airbags went off at one time, and
maybe that's why you can't get out.
Look at all the lights.
I mean, they're like, oh, he might be asleep in there. I don't know about that.
Are we picking up any? Let me check back with you guys.
Maybe.
Okay. I want to just get on the scanner here.
He was driving pretty well if he was drunk.
Law enforcement wise.
All right.
It's interesting.
I'm impressed.
Windshield looks a little like foggy.
Well,
right?
yeah.
No air in there.
He's got no air.
Sven, welcome.
Possibility starting to fog up. Again, this is what we believe is a DUI suspect, so that'll be one charge. Also, reckless driving, felony evading, which, as we said, it's going to be hard to argue against that in court. Also, according to Mike Case, hit and run.
Yeah,
at least against
Whimsical. I'm planning to do a year-end one. I need to do a little research, man. It's hard.
So,
Yogi, welcome. I need to do.
Driver of this car is facing
a little
laundry list of charges.
I need to look back through my.
He might be locked up for some time.
Well, we
through
jumped on
all my
this,
streams from the year,
25 minutes
and then
ago,
hopefully I can go and find the
excessive
original
speeds,
chase of the
Bailey
ones that I want,
running
because
through,
I definitely
intersections,
don't
as you
just
saw
want to watch
here,
my own
hitting,
stream and
as
talk
Glenn
over my own
mentioned,
stream.
7
So
different cars
that
at
makes
least.
that becomes a little difficult.
And the bad part about it is even going the opposite direction to cars and at a high rate of speed. And so he's putting other people's lives in danger. So the great news is that he did end up hitting that center divider, lost control, and the airbags deployed.
NBC's on the ground.
So if you're just
Look at
joining
this.
us,
they're on the ground.
Pursuit earlier is on the right-hand side of your screen. On the left-hand side of your screen are live images
right-hand side of the screen.
The vehicle.
But again, we sit here at this intersection of Hortense and
there you go, another angle.
waiting for any movement here of the driver inside. Again, those airbags fully deployed at this point.
Fully deployed. We don't necessarily know what's going to happen, and that's why, you mentioned, Michael, that officers were gesturing. We're trying to zoom in to see if who is inside now. Just to get a better look
Okay,
at
Sean,
that
I
driver.
will.
Still can't
That it's a struggle every year when we try to do this.
It's a he or a
is
she who is behind the wheel there.
I'll
So
know
we
what
see
chase
those
I'm
hands
looking
there,
for, but then
on
it's
the
hard to go
steering
and
wheel.
find the original
But
chase.
look, there's a weapon in there.
I know the
No
date. I know
movement
what
as we
happened.
push
I
in,
just
from our
don't.
camera,
It's hard to
from
find.
News Chat before, but we'll bring this ground shot once again. We see those airbags fully deployed.
Can't see the
We
guy in
some
there at
folks
all.
Standing off in the distance there, quite a distance away from all of the.
You can hear police on the intercom there telling that driver to get out of that vehicle.
It's Michael Brownlee joining Annabelle Sedano here as we give you our continuing coverage of this chase.
I like the ground
You see
view.
that car.
All right, we want to bring in Michael Brownlee here. Michael, we were watching this and we saw how violent, how aggressive this driver was being as he was driving on Sunland Boulevard. I mean, well over 30 minutes now.
Yeah,
Because he
we see
hotboxing.
a number of,
Man, you guys ever been hit by an airbag?
We see
Is he
the
still alive? We
airbags
don't know,
inside
Clear
that,
Joker. We don't know.
Black Ford fully exposed at this point. Eliana Moreno, when we had her overhead in News Chat before, she mentioned that she saw some movement after this chase in pursuit actually stopped. At one point in time,
I mean,
Annabelle,
when
we saw
airbags go off,
deputies
there's a lot of
waving out
whatever
what
it is,
appeared to be
gunpowder.
some bystanders
It's
there
probably
on the
just
right-hand
and
side
by
of
the way,
screen.
that stuff
Again,
smells
we sit here at
terrible.
this intersection of
When the
Hortense and
airbags
Violet,
pop off,
waiting
it
for
smells
any
so
movement
bad.
of the
So he's
driver
sitting in
inside.
there
Again,
just
those
dealing with
airbags
that
fully
right now.
deployed at this point.
If I were him, I'd roll the window
We
down.
don't necessarily know what's going to happen, and that's why you mentioned, Michael, that officers were gesturing. We're trying to zoom in to see if.
And yeah,
who is
Sean, I don't know.
inside
I'll
now.
have to go back and look. I don't know how
Just
many
to get a
great
better look
chases
at
there
that
were.
driver.
The
So
one
we
where the
can't
person
necessarily
died
make
recently
out,
was pretty exciting,
it's
but
a
I don't
he
want
or
to.
she who is behind the wheel
really
there.
relive
So
that
we see
too
those hands
much.
there, on the steering wheel. But
Yeah,
again, we
We'll
don't
probably
know if
have to
there's a weapon
rewatch
in
that
there.
one. It was one of the
No
more
movement
exciting
as
ones.
we push in from our camera from News Chat before, but we'll bring this ground shot once again. We see those airbags fully
If you open the
deployed. We
window,
see
I
some
don't know.
folks standing
Emotional
off
support,
in the
maybe.
distance there, quite a distance away from all of the activity, but this was a violent, very aggressive, as Annabelle mentioned, pursuit through the streets of the San Fernando Valley. We saw many close calls. In fact, there were close calls. There were actually hits upon other vehicles. Again, these innocent drivers.
Yeah, Nest, I
trying to
haven't
get to where
streamed
they
for
need
a
to
week.
be.
I streamed 1 week ago was the last chase, so you're right.
And this is where
It's been a while.
things begin to get a little wonky here for this driver. You see the car sort of spinning back and forth, sort of fishtailing there. Boom, it hits the curb. And again, this is sort of where we are at this point. Those airbags deployed upon impact. And again, sheriff's deputies who were in surveillance mode, but at that point had decided to fully engage this driver once again. They pull up shortly after this car comes to a complete stop. Again, not much is known about the driver at this point, but you see that first Sheriff's Deputy SUV pull up right behind, then followed by a second one, and within minutes, a third pulls up there. No movement from inside of that car up until this point. Now we have 4 as we bring you a shot from News Chopper 4 there as we double box.
Was Screwdriver guy?
You see 4
Screwdriver
units out
guy
there. Again, no movement. They've cleared this intersection.
You know, this year was the one, the Mr. Tire thing was this year. We'll definitely watch that one again.
During the height of this pursuit, what would
sodium hydroxide is emitted after the airbag goes off. It can be irritating, yeah. I had it happen to me one time, and it sucked. It smelled so bad. And I got punched in the face by the airbag.
And surrender. That yet has to happen. Again, we've been in this situation for a good 10-15 minutes at the end of this pursuit. But again, this intersection cleared.
Yeah, this has been going on for over 15 minutes.
Deputies are out of their cars right now, again, waiting to find out what happens next. Again, this was a pursuit that happened close to 3 o'clock through the streets.
He was bleeding real bad on the roof
in North Hollywood.
And had the screwdriver? I don't remember that. I don't think.
Annabelle Sedano here was, again, anchoring and bringing the play-by-play along with Eliana Moreno. And again, we saw, as I mentioned, many close calls, but of course...
Hit a car doing 45 and the airbags didn't deploy? Damn.
No idea who was approaching and why.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so anyway, reminder, 5K channel points, redeem it. Redeem the sticker thing. Right, redeem the sticker thing. I'll send you a form. And then you can get some stickers. I'll mail everybody some stickers. If you're on YouTube, just join the channel. It's $1 channel membership. DM me on Discord. I'll send you the stickers.
And it has been a very, very tense situation, and now you can continue to see that. We have Eliana Moreno back with us. Eliana, any updates?
Eliana, give us the update.
Hey there, Annabelle.
I don't know why I've got these.
At this point, I am hearing a little bit more on the scanner. It does definitely.
The closed captions, I don't have it on. It's just happening.
A prolonged, barricaded suspect situation. So they are starting to make those calls out to Metro or SWAT.
I was planning to go to the grocery store today, but the Bears game starts in just over an hour. It seems like might have to wait till tomorrow. Everyone gets stickers. Yeah, just redeem it. Use your 5K points.
With their vehicles, should it come to that situation. They can also get crisis
emotional support. DM me. Hit me up. I'll send you the form. There's a little form, simple thing.
Had plenty of opportunity to get out of the vehicle. I was staring through the front window earlier, through the front windshield, to make sure he was mobile because, again, he was involved in a collision, so making sure that he was okay. But he is moving around, so it very well feels like it's a situation where he's simply...
Can I send you socks? Oh, man.
Yeah, that was my next question to you, Eliana. Early on when...
Drop, what's up? Bake 'em away toys. I used to have that.
I hadn't seen any since
on my soundboard thing.
Some, movement. And what might the driver be doing at this point?
I got rid of the soundboard at some point.
With a loved one, a family friend, or a family member or friend?
A lot of the time in these types of situations, we see them on their
yeah, Mystery Clown. That was the last time, but that wasn't that long ago.
Make one last phone call to a
doesn't happen often. The person dies.
But in this case, I did not.
Uber Eats, yeah, Charles. That might be my dinner.
Initially, his hands were.
I mean, they'll order some wings or something. It's Monday Night Football.
But when I last looked at him, his hands were actually on his face, covering his face. So almost a realization of what have I done? What have I gotten myself into? But he very well could get himself.
Yeah, controller, what's up? Everyone join the Discord.
If he just surrenders.
The best Discord on Discord.
Prolonging this even more. By having it become a sheriff's call-out for that SCB team. But at this point, still in the vehicle, the airbags are somewhat blocking the window, but I believe that the vehicle is still fully functional to the point.
I mean, I don't see anybody moving.
At least roll down the window, throw the keys out, and at least show his hands to the officers so that they know that he is at least trying to surrender. But at this point, it just doesn't seem like that.
Had more deaths this year than normal. Yeah. There were 3 that I... Oh, there was a guy who died more recently than that crash, actually. Now that you say that. Mystery Clown. There was a guy who died. We didn't see it, but he got out of the car and he pulled out a couple guns and the cop shot him.
It makes it extremely extremely difficult. So what we
So yeah, there was a death just not long ago.
Officers approach the car with a shield, and then one of the officers can use his baton to break out one of the windows. To
Lang, what's up? Yeah, the Euro time is going the wrong side of the road.
Individual. Of course, we can see in the front, which means that officers likely also have an officer somewhere out front where
he's moving in there.
But at the same time, they don't want to put officers directly in front of him because it would become a cross fire situation because their weapons are aimed in that direction. So in all likelihood, they will use the sheriff's helicopter to continue to look in through that front window.
Death of the bystander? Oh, yeah. Right. And there was another one, Sean, not too long ago where the cops shot a guy. And we were watching it, but I didn't actually know. In the moment, it was pretty hard to see what was going on. So we watched it, and I didn't know the guy was being shot. But he was.
And we continue. Okay. We continue to see him moving around. I can see his hands. There is something.
Yeah, he's moving. Okay. Dude, just open the window.
Cell phone.
Throw out your keys.
Reaching for the door, very finicky, just continuing to move around the car. You can see that the vehicle has extensive damage there on the passenger side of the car, and of course became disabled after colliding with multiple other vehicles in that intersection. Let me widen out and I'll show you what that intersection looks like. It's just up the road here. Let me get out of the doubler real quick. So the collision happened up here, which would have been right at Vineland with a cross of Camarillo Street. You can see that this is LAPD. You can see that LAPD's North Hollywood Division officers, even though they weren't involved in the pursuit, they are assisting with the traffic control. And we do have the LA City Fire Department on standby. It's unclear to me if any of the other drivers who were involved in that collision were hurt in any way. It wasn't too hard of a vehicle crash, but they did definitely strike him, and for that reason people may have been hurt, but I haven't heard yet if anyone required hospital transportation, for example. And then this driver, he continued driving. He kept going southbound on Vineland till he got to Hortense, and then the vehicle pretty much died on him from being involved in those collisions and the airbag deployment. These modern cars are so smart that when you are involved even in a minor collision, or if the airbags deploy, then the vehicle pretty much becomes disabled. That's why pit maneuvers work, because when you pit a car, it basically kills the engine by no longer allowing fuel to send
the Tahoe or Escalate guy? I don't remember that one.
Stop. So oftentimes when we see a police pursuit,
I don't know. I'm sure I remember, just not based on that description.
Isn't equipped with that fuel shut-off.
Hey, Ty, thank you. Welcome. Shout out to Ty Condoroba.
Being involved in those collisions brought the vehicle to a stop. And again, this is going to be North Hollywood at Vineland Place and Hortense. Streets are shut down, both directions.
Wait, is that the wrong one?
Shut down through here.
I said it. I did it wrong.
I would take Linkersham if you have to traverse through here. It does run parallel to it through here.
There we go.
And it'll get you past the scene of the activity. There's your alternate right there. That is Linkersham.
Seven deaths, dude, that's so much. Also, go follow Crispy Jenny. She's trying to get to 10K subs, or 10K followers, I should say.
When it was in
Do
the
it.
La Crescenta, La Cunada area with the Sheriff's Department up there. Now, a lot of the time, the Sheriff's Department will initiate a pursuit, but then typically the watch commander will cancel that pursuit because they have to weigh their options. How important is it for us to get this person versus how important is it to make sure that nobody else on the road gets hurt during that pursuit? And a lot of the time, the choice is made to just let the vehicle go, and then they'll get them at some other point. This guy was driving so recklessly, though, that they stayed on him for several minutes, and then the vehicle came to a stop. It seemed like the chase was going to be over, but that's
no, the cop car jumper was like a year or two ago. That was a while ago.
Likely with the vehicle. That's typically how that happens. And then he almost struck two students that were crossing the street. But again, we don't believe that they were actually hit, but of course, still a close call. Very scary situation for the deputies that were behind the vehicle. For a while, they went into surveillance mode, which was helicopter only because the pursuit was so reckless. But when we got here to North Hollywood, he ran a red light and he was struck by multiple cars, and eventually the vehicle just pretty much came to a stop here southbound on Vineland Avenue with a cross of 410s, where deputies have made the call outs to get this guy to come out. Typically the way that works is they ask him to throw the keys out the window to make sure that the vehicle can't go anywhere. But in this case, the vehicle probably can't go anywhere even if he wanted to, but he still is refusing to come out of the car. So we are getting ready for our NBC4 News at 4 o'clock coming up here in the next few minutes. We hope you can tune in for that. That, of course, is going to be, if you're in the LA area, we're on Channel 4, NBCLA.com, online, and all of our streaming platforms, of course. My pilot, Sarah Garabetian, here at the controls of News Chapter 4. We picked up the pursuit when it was at Foothill Boulevard and Oro Vista, and that's when he jumped on the freeway going the wrong way, which was extremely terrifying for all involved. And fortunately, he was even scared, so he immediately got off and reversed course and went the right way. As far as we know, this guy is not armed. But of course, just refusing to surrender. Reckless driving was the original want. It may have been reckless DUI specifically. Let me, yeah, reckless DUI.
I don't know how they know the person's under the influence without
so again,
testing them. How do they know?
The driver wanted for reckless DUI as well as assault with a deadly weapon. Add to that hit and run, and of course evading. But still at a standoff here with sheriff's deputies in North Hollywood.
Mr. Tyler's best civilian for sure.
Now, I'm going to take a quick breather here before we start our NBC4 News at 4 o'clock. We hope you can tune in for that. But once again, from North Hollywood in News Chopper 4, I'm Eliana Marino alongside my pilot, Sarah Garabetian. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you at 4.
Adrenaline-wise, would get them, pumped up adrenaline-wise. Maybe has had a little bit of chance to settle down, and so they know it's under control, and they're just waiting for this guy to make the next move. He's actively moving. He's got his hands all over the place, talking or whatever he's doing on his cell phone. But we've seen his right and left hand both on the steering wheel, and then motioning as he talks. So I think things have settled down. The ops are certainly moving up. They would not move closer unless they were comfortable that nothing else.
They got a dog out there yet?
If it turns out that this was the subject of a radio call, let's say, for example, a family dispute, and the guy took off on his car and was upset, they're going to look at it a little bit differently. And of course, if there's any weapons or any other crimes involved, like a robbery, and we've seen that before. But this looks like just a straight aggressive, as you mentioned, Lou, aggressive driver driving under the influence, their own observations, and then several hit and runs, felony evading because he didn't care about anybody else around him. It's a felony, and we're talking county jail time,
a felony.
Or maybe even state prison time. Depends on how it goes or what kind of priors he has. You can have up to 3 or 4, I think, misdemeanor driving into the influence before it's an automatic felony. This would be an automatic felony.
Clearly.
A driving nature and the fact that.
When was the chase with the girl that drove that utility truck?
That he was under the influence.
I feel like that was
Mike,
last
can
year.
You remind our viewers, you broke it down a little bit about exactly where you guys are. So if someone's in that neighborhood of North Hollywood, they can avoid this area.
Sure, Lou. This would be just a little bit
east
of
the
the
cameras down there,
freeway and north of the 101. And this is Vineland Avenue. They're facing south, just north of the 101. and the cross street is Hortense. So Hortense is the one I think that's off to the right there, and then but the main the main street is Vineland Avenue. So or is that Vineland Place? I'm seeing a Vineland Place. So that's got to be close to Vineland Avenue. Anyway, so Vineland just north of the 101 freeway.
Okay.
Poultry, what's up?
Continue to hover over this standoff here in North Hollywood, but time is up for Lou Parker and myself. We're going to hand it over to Samantha Cortese and John Fenolio for the KTLA 5 News at 4, and we will continue to follow the end of this pursuit.
Glenn, thank you so much.
And thank
you for joining us on the KTLA 5 News.
Violent place.
Again,
he's saying it sounds like violent, but he's saying
we're following breaking news. LA
Vineland.
County Sheriff's deputies are in a standoff with a pursuit suspect.
KTLA's Mike Case in Sky 5 with the details as we reset in the 4 o'clock hour. Mike, this is my old street. I saw saw my old house in this intersection here. But all that
Yeah,
to say,
Poultry, you're right.
this is a
Unfortunately, his car is
thoroughfare to get on the
disabled.
101 at this
He
time,
got
this
in
violent
crashes,
intersection.
multiple ones. He's got his
It's really
airbags
close to the
deployed.
on-ramp, and I know a lot of people are probably wondering what is with the detour, especially as we're approaching rush hour.
Absolutely. You know, Samantha, this started in the Altadena area, LA County Sheriff's Department, observing a driving under the influence suspect or a driver in this dark car. They tried to do a traffic stop or completed a traffic stop, and this guy took off. Not sure what of those scenarios
There's a
took
second
over,
car hit. Yeah, he hit at least
they
2 cars,
chased him
Charles.
on and off the freeway, the 210 freeway, finally getting off on Sunland, and then, you know, snaking their way down here past the Burbank Airport to Vineland Place. And that's where this thing stopped. It was about a 30-minute pursuit. He was aggressively driving. I think if you guys have racked some tape on that, he was involved in at least 7 different crashes.
7.
Minor to moderate damage, but one intersection up a little bit further north of us, he crashed into 4 cars. So several counts of hit and run, plus the driving under the influence, the aggressive. He's shown complete disregard for the fellow drivers and pedestrians in the area. He ended up blowing up the car. What do you call those?
Those airbags.
They're called airbags, sir.
Airbags. Sorry, jeez, airbags. So he blew up the airbag after one of the crashes. The left rear of the car ended up into the center divider, which was enough of a force, enough inertia to blow up those airbags. The car came to a stop. Whether it came to a stop on its own or he stopped, I'm not sure. But car came to a stop here right at Hortense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Domo. He was driving pretty damn well if he was drunk.
That's where he's been for the last 15, 20 minutes. We don't know whether they've been able to contact him yet, either by cell phone or yelling or the PA system. But
I'm sure that they got a PA system down there and it's loud as hell.
His hand gestures around the steering wheel or whether he's trying to talk on the phone, but he hasn't made any effort to get out of the car, open up the door. The windows are still rolled up. He's got to know that the cops are behind him because all of the
great driving. He hit 7 cars. Good point, Emotional.
So right now we have a waiting game between the LA County Sheriff's Department from the Altadena station and this driver. Here he goes. Let's see. Just saw some movement there. One of the bags came out of the way. He may be looking out the driver's side. Just hang on, folks. He's getting ready to make a move. Whether he's opening the car door or just looking back, it's hard to say.
Nah, I don't think he's making a move.
For a wide shot in case
Wait, maybe.
Goes south. And
that might be wishful
so
thinking.
At least he cut some of the bag away, or at least tore it away.
Beal, what's up? Shate, what's
right
up?
Now, that's the most movement we've seen here in about 15, 20 minutes. So he may be trying to make a move to get out of the car. Once that happens, there's a lot. What you can't see is 3 or 4 black and whites in back of him and 7 or 8 officers. And what they'll do is they'll get him on the ground and they'll pat him down real quick.
Jake stealing my content. Yeah, that's happened many times.
But in order for all that to happen, he has to get out of the car. He has to surrender. He has to give up. And we're hoping that's what's going to happen. We don't have any evidence of any other crime. We don't know whether he's armed. We haven't heard that he's armed. The officers wouldn't have rolled up this far, this close, if they believed he was armed. The officers are all taking positions of cover and concealment, the 4 black and whites, and right now they're waiting. Now, in the last few minutes, they've moved the cars up another couple of feet. So it tells me maybe they'll try to block the doors and come in from the passenger side. It's hard to say. Who he was talking to on the phone, we don't know either. And where the car is registered, that would be useful information to find out if he was able to make contact with somebody, or somebody's been talking to him on the phone, or at least has his cell number that the officers can talk to him. But right now it's a standoff. We don't know if he's armed. Again, this is just north of the 101 freeway.
Reminder, you can use 5K channel points on Twitch
to
get some stickers. Redeem that shit. Send me a DM on Discord, or you can send me a Twitch whisper if you want, and I'll send you a form.
And for our viewers who may just now be joining us, this is happening in North Hollywood.
Dimitri, what's up? How was the chase? It was pretty good.
170 freeway, just north of the 101.
Pretty good.
You said we don't have any indication right now that he could be armed. Deputies don't seem to know that, but they do have their guns drawn, and they are moving in closer and closer. We have to believe that they're going to proceed
airbags
with as
all
much
went off the
caution
whole
as
car.
possible. At what point do they make a call to
what kind of stickers? Snooze fighting stickers,
or something else to try and get him out of that car?
I don't have one right here right now.
Good question, good point. We did see the driver officer in that one first black and white Suburban, or the Explorer, whatever it is. He had additional armor. It looked like he had a body plate or an armor plate.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have one to show you right now, but it's cool.
One of those weapons has to be.
All right, Whimsical, get back to work.
Has to be less than lethal. I would imagine it's less than lethal.
No, Jenny. No, it's not a Jenny sticker.
But it could be less than lethal. And, of course,
Snooze fighting sticker.
Put him out pretty quickly, not kill him, but
and yeah, go Bears.
If that doesn't, now if the guy gives up peacefully and he stays by the car and just gets down, everything's going to be over with. If he rushes the officers, not really good on his part, but he will be taken into custody. It's just a matter of whether they put him down with a beanbag or able to tackle him to the ground. But
some pot stickers?
By the way the black and whites look, the officers, their demeanor, it doesn't look like they believe that he's armed. And it
what does that mean?
Basically a reckless driver driving under the influence. And they're going to take that driving under the influence in consideration, because he may not have all of his faculties as far as following directions. But,
they can't drive away. The car is disabled, Shate. He got into a wreck that messed up his back wheels.
And that'll be it.
Sure.
Hopefully soon.
Sunset promptly at 4:45 today, so about 40 minutes. I'm sure they would like to get this all wrapped up before both rush hour backs up in that area and before nightfall.
They have to be so careful, though. As Mike mentioned, they chased him on and off the 210 freeway. He was involved in at least 7 different crashes through this whole ordeal, at one point colliding with 4 cars in one of those instances. And if we look at our split screen right now, we can see where he slammed up against the center divide right there, and that apparently is what set off those airbags. You can see him deploy.
That's a pretty rough crash right there.
As he's driving recklessly.
Why isn't Snooze in Vegas, man? I got other things I gotta do.
They have to be so
I've already
scheduled.
I've taken 2 flights in December. I'm taking 2 more.
Not be moving in this close.
Got another one in less than a week.
They just don't know.
So I got some other plans
game as this guy is refusing
coming up for travel.
To get out of the vehicle at Vineland Place and Horton Street.
Yeah, Mike, do you know if anybody he hit?
And yeah, the big thing is I can't just take more days off work. I've already got a week
they're going to report that to the city
off
of LA.
coming up in a couple weeks.
Traffic officers are going to respond to that, take a hit and run, and then give the paperwork to the sheriff's department.
So yeah, the main thing was
we didn't hear about any
money and work.
Pedestrians. It was mainly just cars. I don't believe there was sufficient damage to cause an injury. You never know. But
you're working remotely. I do work remotely.
And all in the pursuit that was happening at the time. So
but I don't want to go to Vegas and have to
evidence of evading
work.
and
Christmas plans. Yeah, I'm flying back home for Christmas in a week.
So
less than a week.
As far as getting out of the car, as far as the officer's position.
Why is everyone going to Vegas? I don't know, just for the hell of it, for fun.
Maybe a less than lethal round. So this is all dictated by what this driver wants to do. The officers really aren't in charge of this. All they can do is cordon the area off, make sure no innocent bystanders get in. Traffic is stopped about a block in either direction, and the driver's the one that's kind of dictating what's going to happen next. So, like we always say, we hope he gets out peacefully And
God, we must have watched this crash
gonna all
100 times by now.
But no other idea as far as any weapons or crimes involved, except the hit and run and the reckless driving, which is enough. He's going to go to jail for a while.
There he is.
Is that him looking up?
Yeah,
the guy
and
got
we can see him
sunglasses
moving
on?
around
Okay.
quite
Looks
a
like
bit
a white
in the
guy.
driver's seat there. He keeps putting his hand on the wheel up to his ear. Maybe he's on the phone with somebody. It looked like he had a hat.
Didn't you
or a
drive last
beanie
year? I
on,
drove to
checking out
Thanksgiving
Sky
this
5,
year. I
honestly.
drove
Looked
back
up
home
at the helicopters above him.
this
And
year.
it looked like you mentioned, he tore or moved the
And then drove
airbag
back.
away. Maybe in an effort to get out of the car. We haven't seen that yet, though.
But I'm flying.
There is no going
this time.
anywhere at this
For
point.
Christmas.
That driver is in control. He can end it now if he will comply with deputies' orders and step out of the vehicle, surrender peacefully, so that this whole ordeal
Wasting
can
the
end.
tax
But right
money,
now,
oh yeah.
he is simply refusing to get out of the vehicle, and obviously
Single
those
people
deputies
got
aren't
time
going
for
anywhere.
Vegas and money.
That
Yeah.
car is all.
I mean,
seemingly
yeah.
all but inoperable. And now that the airbags have deployed,
I don't. I'm
he
not
certainly is not going to go anywhere. So he's got
going.
two choices. He can try to fight with the deputies once he steps out of that vehicle. They can go in and get him and pull him out by force, or he could end it now by surrendering peacefully.
And at around 3:30 this afternoon, the Sheriff's Department did say the car was pulled over because the driver matched the description of somebody armed. I know, Mike, we've been back and forth about that, just trying to gauge his behavior, and I know the officers are doing the same and how they're responding. Inching closer to this possibly reckless
Vic,
driver.
what's
It looked
up?
like he just put his hands together in like a prayer
Yeah,
motion.
He's praying.
Looks like he took his glasses off and put them back on again. And you're right, it looked like he was staring straight up at us. Of course, we've got that big Channel 5 on the side of the helicopter everybody likes to look at. But, you know,
Cold Light, they haven't even filled up the
people
damn
don't understand
arena
is
for
hard
those
enough to
games.
take somebody into
The
custody.
semifinal games did not
You don't
have, like, the arena was not
exaggerated
full.
circumstances like we do
And it
here.
makes sense.
Just put the
Like
handcuffs on
the
somebody.
teams,
If they
the teams
don't wanna
fans
go to jail,
don't
if they
have
wanna
such
resist,
short
they can
notice.
do it.
Like
It's
2
very
days
easy to do,
before,
and
those
it takes a
teams
lot of manpower
won.
to
So I
take
mean,
the
it's
person
not like
into
the
custody. So
the
it's not
fans
always
were
just
able
that
to get
easy.
to
So it may
Vegas.
look easy right now.
So it's just like
But if the guy's
other
aggressive at
people.
all, it's tough. You know, that's why they have so much backup here. So he's still looking around. He looks like he's got.
Wecco,
does he have
what's up?
something in his right hand? We couldn't see that. But so he's just looking around. He's looked up a couple times, had his hand on the steering wheel, a hand on a phone, what appeared to be a phone, taking his sunglasses off. So he's coherent. He knows what's going on.
I mean,
So,
if you could go to the
can't
game
do
for that cheap, I
excuse
mean,
for
it's
sure. So hopefully he'll just open the door and get out.
Is
and
that
let
weird
the
game count for
officers do
regular
what they have
season?
to do,
No,
which is
the
basically do a quick
the games in
pat-down
Vegas don't
and
count
end this thing.
Yeah, he grabbed a bag
for
or
regular
something,
season.
opened it, put something back in it, put it behind him again. That's not the kind of movement that makes officers feel at ease in this situation, especially if the person had been reported to be armed.
The chase
Right.
was
Well, we
pretty
don't-
short.
we
It
don't
was
know if
like
he's
10,
gonna see the
12
bag.
minutes,
You know,
Wecco, but now
who
the
else is watching
standoff
this
has been
sh-
for
this feed here from us is probably the watch
45
commander
minutes.
over at Altadena Sheriff's, because they've got a live look. Plus, we've got a sheriff's helicopter on scene who may or may not be microwaving the signal. I don't know what he's beating against the.
Is he
maybe he's
hitting
just
the
frustrated
horn?
here or upset that he can't get his phone to work. I'm not sure, but they're watching our picture and. To find out what his movements look like and what it means. You know, does it mean anything? He just threw something up on the dash there. All right, so he's moving
Jerry,
out of
what's
the way
up?
here.
Welcome.
The window's down. He's looking back at the officers. Now's the time to get out.
Yeah, we can see him lifting up the airbag there that's been deployed, and he was looking out the window just to kind of get a vantage point of what's going on, and now he's pulled it back down. The more desperate or seemingly desperate and erratic this driver behaves, that's just going to give deputies more pause. They're certainly not going to take any chances.
You
They've
don't
got their
like the
guns drawn
in-season
right now.
tournament,
They've
Merle?
got
I
what
like it.
appears to be less than lethal weapon
NBA
pointed,
Cup.
at the driver's side vehicle there. He really does not have many choices. He needs to surrender peacefully, otherwise this is going to end badly. And again, deputies not taking any chances. I see we're pulling out here just a little bit for a bit of a wider shot. Mike, any indication? Can you see what he's doing there? We saw him beating his hand on the steering wheel. It looked like he was holding a telephone. Can we see what he's doing now?
Just that, a little bit of movement, hand on.
What
the,
if he's
on
hurt
the
in there?
steering wheel
Yeah,
there. But,
I don't know. He
Glenn
could.
Lou
I
also
mean, he
mentioning
looks.
in the midst of this pursuit, just
looks
the
like he's
aggressive
okay.
nature, as you maybe see on the other side of the screen, just the aggressive way he was driving. is that going to translate into him aggressively when he gets out of the car? Is he just going to follow directions? Is he going to be aggressive with the officers? Wouldn't be a good idea at this point.
What did he hit? Well, he hit some cars, and then he ran into this center divider thing pretty hard, and that set off the airbags.
Why is he waiting? What's the point? They're not going to go anywhere. Looks like he could be dialing the phone. Hard to say. But
Hunt, what's up?
Has he calmed down a little bit? That's the other question.
And you have to imagine the deputies are also a little bit on edge as those airbags have been deployed. They may not be able to have eyes on that suspect as well, which I'm sure makes them very nervous.
You're right. And is there sheriff's helicopter still?
He was driving. Yeah, I don't know. Bill, maybe that's not accurate.
So the sheriff's department has eyes.
I don't know.
I mean, their own helicopter that's orbiting a little bit below us. Oh, they left. Okay. So once the situation became static, then the sheriff's helicopter pulled off. But I'll guarantee you that the watch commander's watching our picture, and he can see exactly what we see.
Yeah, where are the drones?
Is that going to translate into how
I think that was a CHP who had the drone last time, right?
What the story is. But they're holding.
That was on the highway.
What they haven't done is they haven't moved any closer. So that tells us they're just going to wait this thing out. The street is blocked off in all directions. Again, this is Vineland Place and Hortense, just north of the 101 freeway. So you want to avoid this for folks on Vineland trying to get to the 101 or the 170. You can still get to, but it's going to be just some traffic here to deal with.
Yep, my thoughts exactly, Mike.
Few minutes until he takes him into custody. Yeah.
As we approach the 4:15 here, quarter after, we're just watching the traffic build up around this area. Again, this is just off Vineland and Hortense. I know we keep repeating that because this is close to an on-ramp to the 101.
Yeah, Big Merle, I think you're right.
A lot of people use this thoroughfare.
They're still in the car, yeah,
North
still in the
Hollywood,
car.
West Toluca Lake, San Fernando Valley. Steer clear.
I'll stick around until he gets out of the car, or they pull him out of the car.
To unfold there. You can see people gathering around to watch behind the crime scene tape. Again, this is on Vineland and Hortense in the North Hollywood area as a reckless DUI driver, alleged reckless DUI driver, comes to an end in a standoff after a pursuit through the valley started in Altadena, and now police wait to see how this driver will bring this to an end.
That's right. We'll check back in with Mike with any developments. But now at 4, a teacher and a teenage student are dead following a shooting at a private Christian school in Wisconsin. Police say 6 people were injured, 2 of them with life-threatening injuries.
Right now, police are not naming the shooter, the age, the gender, the motive, none of that.
Elf Bar, no, it's M Fused. It's that thing I got in New York. The little THC vape thing that I got near Times Square. Yeah, Dimitri, I would imagine they have some non-lethal. And yeah, maybe at some point they'll shoot some gas in there. The black car is an undercover cop.
That is true.
I assume the one, both of those are. We saw the guy get out. Is this guy right here? This guy got out of that car. He's dressed in plain clothes. Save your vapes. Yeah, Shinji, I have a whole bag of vapes. Thomas Young, welcome. And Jamie, you run out of gas? No, he got in a crash. LAPD getting $126 million in funding. Damn. They should have more drones. Roy, what's up? I'm not going. Yeah, JT, they'll probably eventually break a window. Shoot something in there. They tend to do that after a while. 14 million for libraries. 126 for the police. G20, what's up? Yeah, it's over. It's been over for like almost an hour. Yeah, Craig, he hasn't got out of the car. So they're just waiting. Time, yeah, RZ is right. Time is on their side. So that's why there's no big rush. It's a good way to put it. And yeah, the Tesla bot would definitely do it. What's the difference between LA Sheriff and LAPD? Good question. I don't know. Couldn't wait for GTA 6. Had to bring it to life, right? The airbags are deployed, but I'm sure they've kind of deflated by now. He's just sitting there in his driver's seat. Yeah, JT, I heard about that. The sheriffs can go after you through the whole county, LA County, but the LAPD only in the city of LA. There you go.
Copy that, please. Yes. Zoom in more. Right there? Okay. Oh, they just wanted to.
Yeah, jurisdiction. Yeah, Dimitri, there, and we see often on this, we see the state highway police on the chases, on the freeways. Jay, what's up? This is NBC. Paul, what's up? Thank you.
Booth. Yeah, Booth, go ahead. I got you.
Yeah, Escape, I thought about that. Should we do a prediction on the on the standoff length? We could do that.
Copy, 30 seconds.
Okay, here we go. Will this chase last another 15 minutes? So that would be my uptime, 1 hour, 25 minutes. Caleb, what's up? JT, you've been trying to go out there and get footage? Got a new phone just for that? Yeah, there won't be many points on no, so I don't know. All the yes people, you're probably not going to win many points.
1 hour, 60 minutes. Oh, they're off our
J. Roy, what's up? Yeah, they have no sound. I mean, you can hear Eliana talking quietly. Yo, thank you for following. Is the car stolen? Not as far as we know. Yeah, Quinn B, what's up? Can you believe it? Short chase, long standoff. Yeah, seen this many, many, many times. What street is this on? They said it was by Vineland. What was the other one? What intersection is this? The other night we saw them pull up a Bearcat real fast. And now we're just waiting all day. How long has it been parked like this? For an hour. They've been doing this for an hour. No poll on YouTube. Caleb, they don't have that feature. Or do they? Can I do a poll? I probably could. Right? You can do a poll. But no prediction. Yeah, okay, let's do a poll.
Copy.
All right, I'm going to try and sync it up with the other one. So there you go. Now we have it. Will this standoff last another 12 minutes, which will sync us up with the Twitch one? Poll up. Yeah, JT, Bearcat, broken window, or he just gets out. Yeah, basically. Wonder if they're hungry. Maybe they're ordering some kind of Uber Eats straight to their car. He's moving around. He reached for something. What's he doing? You got any food at home? Yeah, but not much. I might need to order food as well. I was going to go grocery shopping, but I think that plan is probably chalked. We are 30 minutes away from the Bears game, so I think I'm going to watch that. Maybe I'll just order food to my house. Yeah, they do, Jerry. They had a camera crew on the ground, but I think they're gone. Or they were just showing that on the news, and now we're just watching the plain raw feed. Yeah, that's right, Merle. Let's see if they figured it out since last week. Wife bring you home a sub? That sounds good, JT. What are you going to eat today? I don't know, man. I don't know. I was planning to go to the grocery store and come back by now. You're a Packers fan? Dude, ban. But yeah, I feel you. It's more fun when they're both good, and then the rivalry games aren't garbage. Banning both of you. Big Merle, bump. Jenny, bump. Ban. The only team you hate is the Vikings. Order some pizza. Yeah, I could. I should. I haven't been ordering pizza for a while now, though. I was trying to like lose weight. I'm still trying to lose weight. I've successfully lost a lot, but more would be better. Yeah, I was thinking about wings. Mail order Wingstop. Are they moving? Something going to change here? Oh, he's got his hand out the window. He's got his hand out. He's talking to him. Oh. They're like, throw the keys out, dude. But he's making all these hand motions. Jenny, are you saying finally on the guy moving or finally on the Wingstop? Okay, they're moving. Are they going to fire something in the car? What are they going to do? Yeah, it's a terrible angle. I wish they would get over to the side here. I mean, I don't see why they're not flying this way Be great if we could look in there. Is there any other news stations that's showing this currently?
Oh, here we go. Door opening.
Okay, he's out. He's coming out.
Might be it. Door is open.
There you go. Just get all the way out, man. Just do what they say. Nope. Psych. Whimsical don't like Wingstop. He probably wants some Wingstop, yeah.
About to come to an end, Michael. We saw that door open, and it was like, finally, he's giving up. And
The changer, what's up?
Out as well as it could have, but unfortunately, he got right back in his vehicle. So he did appear to somewhat want to give up, but there was something that just pulled him back into that vehicle. Driver door is now back open, but the communication will continue between the sheriff's deputies and that driver to try to get him to come out of the vehicle.
Thanks, Eliana.
At this point, again, believed to be the only person inside of that car, but refusing to come out after what has been already about an hour inside of that vehicle, not counting the 30 minutes that this pursuit went on surface streets and the 210 freeway.
Maybe he voted yes on the prediction, told the cops he had to wait 4 minutes. There you go. Wingstop is Pizza Hut? No, Wingstop is its own
The deputies
thing.
would like to bring things to an end as quickly as possible and as safely as possible. There he goes, opening the door one more time. But
Why is she saying that? I don't see the door open at all.
It does become a little bit more difficult for the officers because it'll make it a little
She
bit more
keeps saying that, but I don't see him opening the
what
door.
this person is doing inside of the car. They, of course, have already made those calls to get the sheriff's SCB team out here, which is
What is Eliana
to a
talking
SWAT
about?
team. Should this become a barricaded suspect situation where they need
I wish
to
they
box
would
them in
move.
with some Bearcats. At this point, it is definitely a standoff, though, and you can see that officers have their guns drawn. They also have less than lethal, so this is a situation where they could blow the windows out to give them a little bit more
There we
of a
go.
visual advantage.
No.
But he continues to play cat and mouse here. They could blow the windows out.
Oh,
to give them
there
a
you
little
go.
bit more of a
There he
visual
is.
Advantage. But
Nope,
he
psych.
continues to play cat and mouse here with them, opening the door, closing the door. Now he's using
his window also, rolling down the window also as well. You know, Eliana, you mentioned earlier that these standoffs can last hours. And so this driver seems like he's got nowhere to be, obviously, and will pretty much continue to play this game until he desires to.
Yeah, we don't know what his thought process is behind it all. And there is something I should add that we hadn't noticed before. But the car actually has Florida license plates.
Florida?
So it's unclear if this is somebody from the Florida area.
Coke or
who was
Pepsi? I guess I'll
traveling
go with
through,
Coke.
or if,
There he is.
perhaps something like a rental
He's got
car.
sunglasses on.
So if it is a rental car, that makes it a little bit more difficult for the officers to know who they're dealing with. But again, it's unclear what he may have been doing in the area if he's not from around
Should I tell you,
here.
it's pop.
And it's unclear if the car is stolen, for example. Once the plates aren't from California, it does make it a little bit more difficult to figure things like
Is
that out.
Skinny Pete? What's up?
All right, Eliana,
Ski.
we want to keep your shot along with the ground shot. I just have a quick question here for you. In situations like this, you have those deputies
Mark, what's up?
that are armed visibly. Are we sending out mental evaluation units out, response teams to
Mental
perhaps,
evaluation?
talk this guy out of the car in a way that's so prevalent these days?
They do. They've already made those calls to the crisis negotiators to get the right people out here to communicate with this person. The other thing they have to take into account is perhaps this is a person who doesn't speak English. So they need to figure out, well, what language does he speak so we can get the right person out here to communicate with him in his language and in a way that he'll understand to hopefully bring things to a peaceful end.
All right. Eliana Moreno, thank you very much for that. Again,
Dude should
we
just get
have
out of the
crews
car,
on
though.
the ground, and as you know,
Get
the
out,
news
get on the
chopper will
ground,
continue to
whatever they
watch.
ask,
We'll be right back.
go away.
Ops have seen the breaking news.
That was a crazy turn of events.
From
What
6
is
a.m.
this
to
shit?
6 p.m.
Things are changing by the moment.
and every hour in between.
Okay. Flat tire. Yeah, yeah. His back wheel is not just flat. It's all messed up. Pizza Hut and Wingstop were both owned by Yum. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so SCB is on the way. The SCB team is on the way. They're about 20 to 30 minutes away.
20 to 30 minutes?
So they should be here just after 5.
Of course.
Door opening again?
Okay, yeah, the prediction is yes.
This time around. And he just climbed back in.
Does the end? All right, we're ending the poll. 82% said yes.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, Mark, I hope they're bringing the Bearcat. Okay. Will the standoff last another 15 minutes? The cops have so much patience. Yeah, they're making their money. They're just
them up and down, moving the
okay. There's
airbags.
flashlight in on him. They're really close to his car at this point. Yeah, Jen, you would have shot him already. Okay. We'll do another poll over here. It seems I cannot like choose how long the poll goes. I have to manually start and stop on YouTube. Okay. How long can you go to jail for this? I don't know, man. I mean, he's had he hit a bunch of cars. They said earlier that he hit a police car, which would be assault with a deadly weapon. So, oh, here he is. He's out. He's out. Okay. Dude, just get on the ground. What are you doing? No. Psych. He's getting back in the car. How you get the prediction thing on screen?
The guy was fully
It's like a
of the vehicle.
I don't know, it's like a browser source thing that I found.
The front of the car, and then he just simply walked back in. So I don't understand what the thought process is there. Officers do have less than lethal rounds that they could use to try to beanbag him in one of these situations. So it's unclear to me at this point why they haven't tried that yet, considering he has visibly gotten out of
We've
the
been
car
saying that
a couple
too.
of times. Now, when he did get out of the car, he did have a water bottle in his hand. They never want you to step out of the vehicle with anything in your hand because they don't know.
Yeah,
what
JJ,
that may
he's
do.
trolling.
So that was really interesting that they didn't try to beanbag him when he came out.
Contra, what's up?
Twice now that we've seen. So we do know that the sheriff's SCB team, the SWAT team, is on its way. They're about 20 to 30 minutes out, so we do expect that they'll be here just after 5 o'clock. We'll see what happens then, but hopefully he'll be taken into custody prior to that. But the standoff continues here in North Hollywood on Vineland. This really could go on for hours, Annabelle. And time is on the side of the officers because there's plenty of them.
You're 10 seconds behind. Where? From what?
Could be swapped out with
This my own stream?
for the night, which is typically at around 6 o'clock. So we're getting very close to that. This guy, on the other hand, he's only one person. He's going to get tired. He's going to get hungry. So there's going to be all sorts of things that are going to happen to him physically that may bring things to an end sooner than later. But for now, just really interesting.
Jeez, guys, hit the like on YouTube. I don't know. There's a lot of people here to watch this standoff.
Getting back in the car and being allowed to get back in the car. That's a different one for me.
Okay, he's out again. Yo, all right. Just get on the ground, dude. He's just going to keep doing this.
they want to get him away from the vehicle. That's what your objective as a deputy, as an officer.
Overtime is $75.
Away from the car. And in this case, you could see that the deputies were pointing to the man, telling him to go towards the left, but he clearly wasn't listening and just went right.
Yeah, Nest.
I mean, car, of course, is if he's not in the vehicle, he can't take off again. He can't reach for any sort of weapon. So that's always the goal. But clearly, he wasn't listening. They do have those less than lethal rounds, like beanbags or pepper ball rounds. So I'm surprised that they haven't tried that.
Mark, what is the other stream? Do I need to refresh this? How could I be a minute behind anybody?
People away from this termination until things.
Is there another news station that you're watching? No. Fox 11. Okay.
They still are, but they're letting LAPD handle that part of it all because this is their jurisdiction. So
okay.
The officers are
I see it over there too.
Try to keep people away.
I think this one's a little better right now, even if we're a little behind. And I like Eliana.
By this apartment complex.
So guys, if you're watching the other one, don't spoil.
That's where we had seen a large crowd of people gather, but we did hear a request come out to LAPD to come.
The angle they have when he gets out of the car over here is better.
Just to clear people out of the area. And the reason for that, of course, is that these officers do have their guns drawn and they want to make sure nobody gets hurt.
Thank you, guys. Oh, there's no audio on what? Can we get some Eliana in the chat?
Maybe this is it. Let's see.
Oh, here he is. All right. Oh, shit.
Down on the ground, moving in for the arrest. Deputies had enough.
There you go.
Team of deputies swarming the suspect, taking him into custody.
Got him.
He's not fighting them, so he'll be handcuffed here, brought back to his feet.
Tackled. Somebody clip it.
Michael, it happened so quick. This last time that the suspect got out of the vehicle and walked towards the front. That's when it really felt like deputies said, we had enough. And they just swarmed him, took him down, and he is now in handcuffs.
Sheriff is a top.
So what they're going to do is, now that they do have his hands handcuffed, they're going to search his person to make sure that there's nothing on him that could possibly harm any of the officers. And once they feel comfortable,
this guy having a bad day.
And put him in the back of a squad car.
Yeah, Carrie, you're right. Code 4. Suspect in custody. All right. I'm going to rate us out to The Scentless Apprentice. I'm going to go watch the Bears get beat down. Someone post a link. Yeah, I hope someone clipped it. He got tackled. I don't think they're going to show it again. Not here. I'll see if the other station is, but... Nah. Looks like they're behind right now. They're the ones who are behind.
I'm asking right now.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks. Nest and oh, there's the clip. Super win. Thank you. There's the clip. Boom.
Hey there, Desk.
Oh wait, I did something wrong.
To clear out for home or stay for top of 5?
Let's raid over to Scentless. Here on Twitch. Thanks all the people on YouTube. If you're not subbed, click the sub thing. It's easy, it's free, it's not a big commitment or anything. If you redeem the stickers today, send me a message. Anybody who already did send me a message, I'll get back to you right now.